Times of great strife often lead to big changes. The coronavirus pandemic has already changed the way we live, with lockdowns and social distancing changing pretty much everything about our lives. But the consequences of the crisis will still be felt long after these temporary measures are lifted, consequences we can only begin to imagine today. One thing that seems certain is that we'll be spending more of our time online. We're likely to be travelling less and working and studying from home. Many teachers and students are using remote learning for the first time during this lockdown and have seen the benefits it can have. More freedom for students to learn when they want, and maybe a bit more what they want, looks likely in the future. Schools aren't going to disappear anytime soon, with only 60% of the world having access to the internet. But this crisis has shown what can be possible with little planning or expertise. Outside of school, the coronavirus pandemic could accelerate a future where robots and machines take over more tasks. Expect to see more automation in shops, factories and hospitals as we find ways of staying productive during this pandemic and any future ones. Before the coronavirus, some experts said that up to half of current jobs could become automated by 2055. This could now happen even faster. And we will have to change the way we view work and also how we make money. Some countries might respond to higher unemployment by introducing a basic income for all citizens. This is when everyone is paid by the government an amount of money that should allow them to live to a reasonable standard. Some have already introduced something like it during the lockdown to help people who aren't able to work. Spain's finance minister has said that its minimum vital income could become a permanent part of the country's system. And while change could be exciting and revolutionary, there are concerns about what the future holds for democracy and freedom post-COVID-19. Governments have adopted emergency measures like curfews to manage the crisis, and experts are concerned that these measures may not be rolled back once the danger passes. Countries are also collecting more data on their citizens because finding out who has the virus and warning people who may have been in contact with them is a vital method to control the pandemic. These apps might stay in place in case of future outbreaks. Some fear that governments might use this data to target their critics or to police individual behaviour. There are reasons to be hopeful, though. The outbreak has meant that many countries have worked together to respond to this crisis. If the pandemic has shocked us into cooperating on a big global issue, it shows we can work together on other issues, such as global poverty or climate change. COVID-19 is testing our way of life to its limit, but it's also allowing us to develop new and innovative solutions out of necessity. Solutions that will inevitably alter the way we live forever.